Hey FMC friends, have you ever been on your way somewhere when suddenly you got a message that your plans had to change? Well, a few weeks ago, my family was on our way to the lake for the weekend, and I got a phone call from my dad, and he said, "Have you left already?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh man, I forgot my medication at home." So we were behind my parents. We were closer to Altona, so we decided we would turn around and go back to pick up my dad's medication so he could still spend the weekend at the lake with us. The story I have for you today is kind of like that, but way more interesting. It's about a guy who was on his way somewhere when he got the message that his plans were going to have to change big time. So stay tuned for a special manga presentation of the story of Saul's transformation by our very own Robyn Bock. So this guy in the green robe with the blonde hair, that's Saul. He's our main character in this story. Saul is really angry with the followers of Jesus. He does not like them. So he went to the high priest in the pointy red hat and asked if he could go to Damascus to arrest all the followers of Jesus and bring them back to Jerusalem in chains. "I want to arrest all Jesus followers, even the ones outside Jerusalem." "Your request is granted. Go find those Jesus people." So Saul and his travelers went on their way to Damascus when suddenly a bright light flashed, and Saul fell to the ground and heard a voice saying, "Saul, why are you persecuting me?" "What? Who the heck are you?" "I'm Jesus, the one you're picking on. Go now to Damascus, and there I'll tell you what to do." What's happening? Who's he talking to? "You didn't hear it from me, but I think he's going a little, wacko." Saul got up, but he couldn't see. His traveling companions led him by hand to Damascus. There, Saul did not eat or drink for 3 days, and he still couldn't see. God spoke to Ananias, a disciple in Damascus. "Hey, you, Jesus follower. Yeah, you, Ananias, right? Okay, I want you to go find Saul in Judas's house on Straight Street." "But why should I have to do this? I've heard all about Saul, you know." "You will go. No more questions." Ananias tried arguing with God, but it had been no use. Ananias was afraid, though, because he knew Saul as a persecutor of the Jesus followers, a person who would have put him in prison if he encountered him. In the end, Saul obeyed God, and he went to Damascus to find Saul, who God had chosen. "Aha, I found it." "Hey dude, my name's Ananias. What's up? I'm just gonna put my hand on your shoulder, and don't freak out." "Wow, I can see." "I'm baptizing you. Who would have thought this day would come?" "I will eat and drink and love Jesus. Hey everyone, I have been transformed." What a huge turnaround. He went from being the very person that was hating Christians and wanting to go specifically to Damascus to lock them up in prison for their beliefs. And on the road, God came and had a conversation with him, and his whole life changed and did a complete 180. So that's something interesting for us to think about. Just what kinds of changes are possible when we have God in our life. Saul went on to become Paul and was kind of the leader of the early church for quite a long time, and he wrote tons of books that are in our New Testament. What we call the letters are mostly written by Paul. And speaking of turnarounds, the song I've got for today is called "Turn My Heart." It's a camp song from 2002, and I've actually got the youth group, the senior youth, singing the song, led by Johanna and accompanied by Mark on the guitar. we had a little St. Patrick's Day get-together finally. In a green space, everybody, all households had their own blanket, and we were spread out, and we didn't sing very strongly so that we wouldn't project moistly, even though we were outside. So we tried to be very careful, and please join in singing with us, Turn My Heart. Hope you all have a great week. Happy Father's Day. See you next time.